All right, guys, chapter 6, unit 6, we are talking about expressions, equations, and inequalities. We are going to skip lesson 1, and we're going to start with lesson 2. So we're on page 13 in our book. So it says, let's use tape diagrams to make sense of different kinds of stories. The I can statements, I can explain how a tape diagram represents part of a situation and relationships between them. And I can use a tape diagram to find unknown amount in the situation. So on page 13, 2.1, remembering tape diagrams. So we have two tape diagrams here. In a minute here. Question number 1, what do you notice and what do you wonder? And then number 2, what are some possible values for A, B, and C in the first diagram? For X, Y, and Z in the second diagram, how do you decide on these values? So go ahead and hit pause, answer those two questions, and then we'll go over them here in a minute. All right, hopefully you've had time to answer those questions. Now, what do you notice? Well, there's A, B's, and C's, X, Y's, and Z's. What do you wonder? What are their values? What are we talking about? So pretty much whatever you want to put for number 1 would work. Number 2, also whatever you want to put, as long as they add up. So number 2, what are some values for A, B, and C? Well, I'm just going to pick 1 for A and 2 for B. 1 for A, 2 for B, 1 for A, 2 for B, 1 for A, 2 for B. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, 1 plus 2 is... So we have 4 boxes of 3, so we're just going to add those together. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, or 3 times 4, so C would equal 12. So if A equals 1, B equals 2, C would equal 12. Okay? Do the same thing for Z. Let's say X is 4, so we have 4, 4, 4, 4. Let's say Y is 7. So you could pick whatever numbers you want. I'm just picking these off the top of my head. So we're just going to add these boxes up, and it's going to equal Z. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 16. 16 plus 7 more is 23. So if X is 4 and Y is 7, then Z is 23. Okay, and like I said, you can pick any numbers you want for A and B and X and Y, and then just add them together to figure out what C and Z are. All right? So if we turn the page to 14, we have these 3 tape diagrams. Tape diagrams are just visual representations of equations, and equations are math problems with equal signs in them. All right, so we're just going to go over these tape diagrams and solve them. So it says, here are 3 stories with diagrams that represent it. With your group, decide who will go first. The person explains why the diagram represents the story. Work together to find any unknown amounts in the story. Then switch roles. So number 1, Mai made 50 flyers with 5 volunteers in her club to hang up around the school. She gave 5 flyers to the first volunteer, 18 flyers to the second volunteer, and divided the remaining flyers equally among the 3 volunteers. So each one of these boxes here, represents a person. Okay? So this is person number 1, person number 2, person number 3, person 4, person 5. The first one she gave 5, the second one she gave 8, and then the last 3 she divided them equally, so they got the same amount. So we don't know how many that was, but we all know that it's the same amount. So we don't know what it is, so we pick a variable, X, and they all got X flyers. So what our goal is we need to figure out what X is. Okay? So we know there's 50 total, so I'm going to just subtract the 5 and the 18 from the 50. So if I go 50 minus 5, that's 45. Then if I go 45 minus 18, that is, let's pull out my calculator, 45 minus 18, I get 27. So there are 27 remaining for 3 volunteers. Well, they all get the same amount, so we can just go 27 divided by 3, and we get 9. So each of the remaining volunteers got 9 flyers to hand out. Okay, number 2. To thank her 5 volunteers, Mai gave each of them the same number of stickers. She gave them, then she gave them 2 more stickers. Altogether, she gave them a total of 30 stickers. Okay, so we have Y plus 2, Y plus 2, Y plus 2, Y plus 2, Y plus 2. Y is the number of stickers she gave them to start out with, and then she gave them 2 more. Okay, so I'm going to combine these. I'm going to combine the Y's. So there's a couple different ways you could do this. There are 5 groups, so you could go 5 parentheses y plus 2, and that equals 30. Okay? And then you can use the distributive property. So if I combine all of my y's, so there's 1y, 2y, 3y, 4y, 5y, I have 5 y's. And then if I combine my 2's, I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 5y plus 10, and that's going to equal the whole thing 30. So let's take away the 10. So if we go take away 10 from the 30. So if we go 30 minus 10, we have 5 y's and 20 left over. 30 minus 10 is 20. Okay? So then we just divide by 5 because there's 5 people, so 20 divided by 5 is 4. So they originally got 4 stickers to start out with, and there you have it. All right, number 3. Mai distributed another group of flyers equally among the 5 volunteers. Then she remembered that she needed some flyers to give to teachers, so she took 2 flyers from each volunteer. Then the volunteers had a total of 40 flyers to hang up. So this is sort of similar to the previous one. Instead of adding 2, we're taking away 2. So we have 5 groups. If I write this out, 5 groups of W minus 2. So if I count up the W's, there's 1 W, 2 W's, 3, 4, 5 W's. Okay, now let's count up the minus 2's. So the minus 2's, there's 1 minus 2, 2 minus 2's, 3 minus 2's, 4 minus 2's, 5 minus 2's. So if I count those up, I have negative 2, negative 4, negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, negative 10. So 5W minus 10 this time equals 40. So if you notice, instead of adding 2, we're taking away 2. So to get rid of this minus 10, we want to get it back to 0, so we're going to add 10 to both sides. So we're going to add 10 here, add 10 here. So minus 10 plus 10 goes away. 5W equals 50. And then we're going to divide it by the 5 people in the group. 50 divided by 5 is 10. So everybody got 10 flyers to start out with. Okay? So this is solving equations. You should have learned this last year in 6th grade. So this should be review. Okay, I know for some of us it's not. And so on these next ones, I'm going to walk through on how we solve these problems. Okay, so 2.3, every story needs a picture. Here are 3 more stories. Draw a tape diagram to represent each story, then describe how you would find the unknown amounts. Noah and his sister are making gift bags for a birthday party. Noah puts 3 pencil erasers in each bag. His sister puts X stickers in each bag. After filling 4 bags, they have used a total of 44 items. So if I look here, they have 4 bags. So I'm going to take this tape diagram and break up into 4 sections. Okay? Now let's start from the beginning. Noah put in 3 pencils. So we're going to go with 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay? And then his sister puts in X stickers. X, 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 X. So they both put in something, so we're going to add them together. And then the total amount is 44. Okay, so there's my tape diagram. So if we look here, I have 4 groups. So I could write 4 parentheses 3 plus X. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to combine my like terms, or combine the things that are the same. So if we look here, all the 3's are the same. So I'm going to combine 3, 6, 9, 12. So I have 12. And then I'm going to combine the x's. 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. So 12 plus 4x, because it's positive, and then that equals the whole amount, 44. Okay? Or I could have used the distributive property. 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times x is 4x. Okay? Now, our whole goal is we want to get this x by itself. So we need to get rid of everything else that's on the same side of the equal sign as that x. So here's my equal sign. So right now I only care about this side of the equal sign because that's where the x is. So I need to get rid of all the numbers there. So I need to get rid of the 12 and I need to get rid of the 4. The first thing we get rid of is the number not with the x. So if I look here, the x is blue and the 4 is blue, so that means the 4 and the x are together. The 12, on the other hand, is not with x. It's a different color. So that's what we're going to get rid of first. Now, to get rid of it, we do the opposite of what it's doing, or we do the inverse. So we want to get that positive 12 down to 0. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. Okay, to make this equal sign still work, I have to do it on both sides. So 12 minus 12 goes away. I'm done with that. 44 minus 12 is 32. Okay, I did not do anything with this 4x, so I'm just going to bring it down. Okay, and that's what we're going to look at next. So here I have my x. I still want to get the x all by itself, so now I need to get rid of that 4. Now 4x, we've talked about 4x means 4 times x. So to get rid of times, we divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we have 1x. That's what we're looking for. And then 32 divided by 4 is 8. So there's my answer. X equals 8. All right? Let's move on to the next one. Noah's family also wants to blow up a total of 60 balloons for the party. Yesterday they blew up 24 balloons. Today they want to split the remaining balloons equally between 4 family members. Okay? So there's a total of 60 balloons. So 60 goes here. Now, yesterday, they blew up 24 balloons. So yesterday, they blew up 24 balloons. Now, let's change the color. Oh, still that. 24 balloons. Now, they want to break up the remaining equally between 4 family members. So we're going to make 4 equal boxes here. So we don't know how many each family member is going to get, but they're going to get the same amount. So because we don't know the number, we're going to pick a variable. So I'm just going to pick x. So they all get the same amount, so they're all going to get x. Okay, so there's my tape diagram. So what we're going to do is now we're going to combine our like terms. So we have x's over here. So we're just going to combine those x's. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 x's. Plus the 24 we've already blown up, that equals 60. Okay, so here's my x. There's my equation right there. 4x plus 24 equals 60. So my whole goal is to get x by itself. So here's the equal sign. So I only care about the side with the x on it. I don't care about the 60 right now. So the x is green and the 4 is green, so we're not going to get rid of those first. We're going to get rid of the one that's not green, which is 24. So to get rid of a positive 24, we think of the opposite, which is negative. So we're going to subtract 24 from both sides. 24 minus 24 is 0, so those go away. So we're left with 4x equals 60 minus 24 is 36. Okay, so 4x means 4 times x. To get rid of times, the opposite of times is divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 goes away, so I'm left with 1x. 36 divided by 4 is 9, so x equals 9. So they all blew up 9 balloons. Okay, one more and then we'll be done. Noah's family bought some fruit bars to put in the gift bags. They bought one box of each of the 4 flavors: apple, strawberry, blueberry, and peach. The boxes all had the same number of bars. Noah wanted to taste the flavors and ate 1 bar from each box. There are 28 bars left for the gift bags. So there's a total of 28 left. So that's the remaining bot. So they bought apple, strawberry, blueberry, and peach. Okay, so they bought 4 different boxes, and they all had the same number of bars. So we're just going to break this up into 4 equal boxes. Okay, because we don't know how many are in there, we're going to put, not 4, we're going to put x. So x, 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 x. Okay, Now it says Noah wanted to taste the flavors and ate 1 bar from each box. So we're going to take away 1 from each box because Noah took it and ate it. So there it is. So I have 4 boxes of x minus 1. Okay? So I can do the distributor property, 4 times x, 4 times minus 1, or I can just combine the like terms. So if I do that, I have 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. So I have 4 x's. And then I have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So 4x minus 4, and that equals 28. Okay? So once again, here's my equal sign. So I only care about the side with the x on it. The x is pink, so I don't care about the 4 right now. I want to get rid of the negative 4. So it's a minus 4. To get rid of it, we always do the opposite. The opposite of minus 4 is plus 4. So minus 4 plus 4 is 0. That goes away. 28 plus 4 is 32. Okay, I didn't do anything with the 4x, so I just bring it down. So 4x means 4 times x, so to get rid of times, we divide. So 4 divided by 4 is 1, that goes away. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So there are 8 bars, or x equals 8. Okay? And that is it for the day. So let's look into the summary. Tape diagrams are useful for representing how quantities are related and can help us answer questions about a situation. Suppose a school receives 46 copies of a popular book. The library takes 26 copies and then splits it evenly among 4 teachers. How many books does each teacher receive? This situation involves 4 equal parts and then the big part, 26. We can represent a situation with a rectangle labeled 26, books given to the library, and 4 X's, the books split among the 4 teachers. We label the total 46 to show how many rectangles represent in all. We use a letter to show the unknown amount, which represents the number of books each teacher receives. Using the same letter X means that the teacher gets the same amount of books. Some situations have a part that are equal, but each part has been increased from the original amount. A company manufactures a special type of sensor and packs them in boxes of 4 for shipment. Then a new design increases the weight of each sensor by 9 grams. The new package of 4 sensors weighs 76 grams. How much did each sensor weigh originally? Okay. We can describe the situation with the rectangle representing a total of 76 split into 4 equal parts. Each part shows that the new weight, x plus 9, is 9 more than the original weight, x. So then... So here's the tape diagram. Okay, for your assignment today, we're probably going to do number 2, where you're just selecting all the different stories that can be represented by that tape diagram. There are 1, 2. There are 2 that work. Okay, and then number 3. Okay, you're just going to be solving it. All right. Remember, if you have any questions, you can always go ahead and email me.